The Premier League. It is the Everest of world football. A grinding, brutal, beautiful machine that chews up and spits out even the most lauded, the most expensive, the most promising young talents. We have seen it time and time again. The jump from Eredivisie, from the EFL, even from the biggest leagues on the continent, to the unforgiving spotlight of English football's top flight is immense. The speed, the physicality, the tactical complexity, the sheer, unrelenting pressure. And for one player, that pressure has always been amplified 1,000 times. A kid hailed as the next big thing, the prodigious Irish striker from the Tottenham Hotspur Academy. A player whose early career was, let's be honest, a whirlwind of expectation, loan spells, and frustrating glimpses. His name, Troy Parrott. For years, the consensus was set. Too slight, lacks the final edge, another academy prospect who won't make it. Well, I am here to tell you that the consensus is dead. It was murdered this past week in cold blood by a 23-year-old Irishman with a killer instinct that has taken over the world stage. This isn't about whether Troy Parrott is ready for the Premier League. This is about whether the Premier League is ready for the new, unstoppable force that is Troy Parrott. The world paused for international football, World Cup Qualifiers, crucial do-or-die battles where club form and reputation mean absolutely nothing. It's all about national pride, raw desire, and delivering under the most intense psychological scrutiny. And for the Republic of Ireland, it was a week to define a generation. 2 games that stood between them and a lifeline to the 2026 World Cup playoffs. A monumental clash against a star-studded Portugal and a desperate final showdown away to Hungary. The narrative was fixed. Ireland were the plucky underdogs. Their hopes rested on spirit, discipline, and maybe a moment of magic from one of their handful of top-tier talents. Nobody, and I mean nobody, predicted the eruption that was about to take place. An eruption centered entirely on their number 9. Game 1. Republic of Ireland versus Portugal. A daunting prospect. This is a team packed with generational talent, a side that commands respect, a side that rarely concedes. The old Troy Parrott, the one shackled by the weight of expectation, might have faded into the background. But the new Troy Parrott is a man possessed. He didn't just play well, he decided the match. The first goal, pure poacher's instinct. A penalty box masterclass. The shot is blocked, the ball ricochets, and Troy Parrott is the only player who has already adjusted his body, already moved that half yard, already knows where the goal is. A lethal, instinctive finish. An audible message, I am here to score. Then the second goal. A demonstration of the physical growth and the tactical maturity he has developed at AZ Alkmaar in the Eredivisie. He holds off a defender, uses his body, keeps his balance, and then, with the composure of a veteran, he curls a shot past the keeper that is both powerful and perfectly placed. A brace against Portugal. A 2-0 win for Ireland that sent shockwaves through Group F. But even then the Premier League doubters were whispering. A flash in the pan. Confidence goals against a complacent team. Let's see him do it under true pressure. They didn't have to wait long.
Game 2. Hungary versus the Republic of Ireland. A must-win. The stage, the Puskás Arena in Budapest. The atmosphere, electric, hostile. The stakes, a World Cup playoff spot. Ireland are under the cosh. They concede early. The game is tight, physical and fraught with tension. Then, Parrott steps up for the penalty. Ice cold, he makes it 1-1. A necessary goal, a show of nerve. But the game swings back to Hungary. They lead 2-1. Time is running out. The clock ticks past 90 minutes. This is where the Premier League readiness is truly forged. Not in the easy moments, but when the oxygen is thin, the pressure is crushing, and the national dream is fading. Stoppage time. Ireland need a miracle. They get a man who has transcended the ordinary. The 91st minute. A chaotic sequence in the box, a cross, a desperate header, and Parrott is there. Not waiting, not hoping, but attacking the space. He gets a toe to the ball, a scrappy, beautiful finish that makes it 2-2. Bedlam. The tie is level, but it's still not enough. Then, the 94th minute. The final, defining moment. The moment the Premier League should have sat up and collectively trembled. A long ball, a tired Hungarian defence, and Parrott is sprinting, full tilt. He is running on pure adrenaline and predatory hunger. He is stronger, faster, and more determined than the three defenders around him. He gets onto the ball, one touch to set himself, and then the final decisive action. He rounds the keeper and slots it home. Hat-trick. 3-2 victory, playoffs secured. 5 goals in 2 games. 5 goals in 1 week. He didn't just score, he scored the defining goals of the Irish campaign. He dragged his nation to the brink of a World Cup. This is the narrative the doubters cling to. But he failed in the Championship. He couldn't cut it at Millwall or Preston. The physicality of the Premier League will crush him. Let's dismantle this flawed argument because it completely misses the point of a young player's development. The previous loan spells, Millwall, Ipswich, Preston, they were not failures. They were crucible moments. They were the necessary learning curve for a player who, let's remember, was essentially a boy operating in one of the most physically demanding leagues in the world. He was too slight, yes, and he was being asked to play a role that often put him too far from the goal. He tried to be the link-up player, the deep-lying forward, trying to satisfy the expectations of a modern number 9 when his true destiny was as a pure predator in the box. The vital shift came in the Netherlands, first at Excelsior and now at AZ Alkmaar. Parrott himself admitted that the coaching he received hammered home one simple truth. I realised I was a striker who needed to be in the box.
This is the key. The failure was not in his talent, but in his role definition. Look at his Eredivisie numbers. 33 goals in 61 games for AZ Alkmaar. He is a prolific finisher now, sitting consistently among the league's top scorers. He has refined his craft, bulked up, and most importantly, simplified his game. He has become a true number 9. The Premier League loves to cite the championship-proven metric. But what Parrott needed was to score goals, repeatedly, without the crippling pressure of the English football media to rebuild his confidence and perfect his technique. He did that. He has a 6-goal in 7-match start to his current Eredivisie season. He is clinical, he is decisive, he is lethal. The EFL loans taught him the physicality and work rate required. The Eredivisie taught him the clinical finishing and intelligent movement to score consistently. What you saw this past week against Portugal and Hungary is the culmination of both lessons. A striker with the engine for the English game and the mind for the killer goal. Let's look at the current landscape of the Premier League. What makes a successful striker in 2025? Pace and work rate, non-negotiable. Parrott's sprint in the 94th minute against Hungary, running through a wall of defenders, is all the evidence you need. His fitness and stamina are elite. He runs the channels, he presses, and he is a constant nuisance. Intelligent movement. This is where the old Parrott struggled and the new Parrott shines. He is now a master of the ghosting run, appearing in the half space between centre-back and full-back, or exploiting the small pockets of space when the opposition is preoccupied. His 2 injury time goals were a symphony of intelligent positioning. He didn't rely on luck, he engineered the opportunity. Finishing variety. He's not a one-trick pony. We saw the penalty spot calm, the long-range curl against Portugal, the scrappy, desperate toe poke in the 91st minute, and the composed rounding of the keeper in the 94th minute winner. Head, left foot, right foot. He is showing a complete catalogue of finishing techniques. This is the mark of a top-class goalscorer. This is why the Premier League isn't ready, They are ready for a raw talent. They are ready for an Eredivisie speedster. They are not ready for a player who has already been chewed up and spat out by the English system, only to return fully formed, mentally unshakable, and possessing a newly perfected predatory skill set. The January transfer rumours are already swirling. West Ham are reportedly interested. Other mid-table Premier League clubs are circling. The price tag is going to soar past the €20 million mark, and honestly, that will be a bargain for the player they are about to get. The Premier League will look at his previous Premier League minutes for Spurs, a mere 2 substitute appearances, and scoff. They will look at the Championship loan stats and sneer. They will be looking at the ghost of a player, not the man who just conquered a World Cup qualifying group. The most overlooked aspect of Parrott's development is the mental fortitude he has acquired. Imagine being the wonder kid at Tottenham. Every goal you don't score is a failure. Every missed chance on loan is a headline. The pressure to live up to the next Robbie Keane tag in Ireland is suffocating. This is the burden he carried. It's why he was trying to do too much, drifting deep, overcomplicating his game. He was trying to prove he was worthy of the hype. The move to the Netherlands, away from the English and Irish press cycle, was the therapy his career needed. It allowed him to find joy, to simplify his focus, to just score goals. And now he returns, but the pressure is different. He stepped up against Hungary with the entire nation's World Cup dream on his shoulders. He was down. He was in stoppage time. He not only got the first equaliser, but had the stamina, the desire, and the ice-cold nerve to get the 94th minute winner. That is not just technical ability. That is the killer instinct that cannot be coached. That is the mental resilience forged in the low-pressure environment of the Eredivisie and battle-tested in the high-stakes furnace of a World Cup qualifier. He proved unequivocally that he is a player who thrives on pressure, a player who wants the ball in the decisive moments. The Premier League has no idea how mentally tough this young man has become. They are preparing for a promising prospect. They are about to face a battle-hardened match winner. This incredible week has not just boosted his market value, it has certified his character. He is no longer defined by his loans or his early struggles. He is defined by the World Cup hat-trick. That result, that chaotic, beautiful, era-defining 3-2 win, is the moment Parrott shed his prospect skin and emerged as a Premier League caliber star. The Premier League thinks it knows Troy Parrott. They think he is the young, slightly built striker they saw years ago. They are wrong. This Troy Parrott is a man with 5 goals in 1 international break, a man with 33 goals for his club in 2 seasons, a man who just defied the odds to drag his nation to the playoffs. The Premier League is not ready for Troy Parrott. He will not just arrive, he will detonate.